Okay, a little update on the black Cordoba that I'm doing for myself. Obviously this is an engine, not completely assembled. If you can't figure that out, you probably clicked on the wrong video. Anyway, original 400 that was in there, been punched 30 over. I had the deck shaved a little bit, so I've got a deck clearance, deck clearance of 11 thousandths. On the one piston I checked, I haven't checked all of them yet, but I'm going to say 10 because that's probably what most of them are anyway. Before I took it apart, it was actually at 20, which was actually right exactly spec, which really kind of surprised me, knowing how many weird things, machining issues they had back in the day. Anyway, as you can see, it's all put together. I've got the stereotypical muscle car cam, and they're the 383 Roadrunner cam. Checked my heads for chamber volume, and the one was right exactly spec. The other one was a couple cc's over, but you know, depending on how the valves happened to sit in there, or they were leaky a little bit, so I don't think I lost that much before I got my measurement. But at any rate, I'm gonna have those shaved a little bit too, knock down the volume so I can bump up the compression. Right now, if I had stock heads on there, I would have a compression ratio of like 9.6, I think it is, if I remember right, with the bigger pistons and then the shaved, or the decked block. Shave the heads a little bit. I am going to be just a touch under 10 to 1, which is going to give this thing a fair amount of punch. So my estimate is 400 horse at the crank. When I get my heads back and check the volume for sure, then I'll run it through, you know, those online calculators that figures all that stuff out, and we'll see. So hopefully it has that, because it'll be a fun car to tear around in. Okay, a little more about the midway of the project, I guess. Exterior wise, you can, I don't know how well it's going to show up in the video, but this is the unbuffed side. I've got about half the car done. Been buffing it in the evening when it's shady enough, because obviously you don't want to buff black in the sun like it is right now. You'll burn everything. You kind of see half of the trunk lid, that half is all shiny. This half is not. And I knew this car had pretty decent paint underneath. It had been sitting for a long time, so, but it actually shines up really nice. I'm very impressed. And a lot of there's been a fair amount of paint work done on it. But and you can see all the dings and dents and scratches now, but good grief, it's an old car. You can kind of see on the hood here, again, this side has been buffed. I don't know how well it's going to look in the video, or how much of a difference. And this side has not. I can kind of zoom in, you can see all that just kind of ugly looking, you know, it's not really rust, but it's kind of a stain bleed through next to all these little itty bitty pits and stuff like that. Well, the same thing is over here. If you get close, I can shield the sun out a little bit. You can kind of see some of the lacquer cracking, and that's lacquer cracks, and the water gets underneath and you get all this rust like that. Both sides of the hood look just like this before. That buff, it looks beautiful now. It's not going to last. The guy's going to have to keep on it or wax it a lot or something, but we'll see how long I have the car. I'm going to have fun with it, but if somebody wants it worse than I do, I'll sell it. They're going to have to want to pay a lot of money for it. So anyway, that's that part of it. Okay, this is a few days after the part of the video you just saw. I've got it all buffed now. I don't have it polished yet. I gave it a bath last night. It actually looks pretty good, especially considering I think most of the car's been painted at some point. So now I can see all the little scratches and dings and stuff like that. But now whatever. It's a 40-year-old car that's kind of only 10 years old because it's been sitting for 30 years. You know, whatever. Do the math however you want to. I don't care. But it actually looks pretty good. I think it's, you know, I still have to polish it, you know, clean the chrome and all that other stuff, but I have a real good idea what it's going to look like when it's done, or when it's ready to go, I should say. And I think it'll be a fun car. If all goes well underneath the hood, I'll have 400 horse up there, which is a reasonable, guesstimate, I think. It's got 246 gears in the back. So between that, horsepower and the gears, I think about the only thing that's gonna limit my top end is aerodynamics and what kind of tires I put on. I don't want to sound like a moron, but I don't think 140 is too far out of the possibility. Because I know what, well, my 300 over there, that's got a worn out 360 with 140,000 on it and 321 gears, and I can do a $110 really easy with that. So twice the horsepower and taller gears, yeah, I think this thing is just gonna fly. So as the trucks drive by. Haven't come up with a name for it yet. I nickname most of my cars, and this one I haven't done yet. Sorry about that. I don't want to, do something bland and boring and stereotypical like Black Beauty or whatever. Ugh. It's gonna go fast. It's black. Oh, Black Lightning would be cool, but no, there's a TV show with that, and it would seem weird. So if you have any ideas or suggestions as to a good nickname for the car, leave it in the comments below. Maybe one of them will strike my fancy, and I will like it. So when I get the engine all put back together and back in, there'll be another video. So there we go.